Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UFRL and welcome to Tier 3 as we head to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the Baku International Circuit. And the first driver heading out on circuit will be Ivy. It will be an 18-minute qualifying session followed by a 50% race distance. Who will come out on top with the victory, but more importantly for this session, who will come out with pole position? There you go. So Ivy first out, and then you got the Red Bull. I Am Batman returning, and he is returning to Tier 3 as well, the former Tier 3 champion of Season 7. And he embarks his journey for the first time since last season, but this time it's in Tier 3, so we'll see how he gets on. But I Am Batman is back for duty here in Tier 3. But Ivy's the first one up again. Another quick driver, one of those who will be competing for the championship this season as well. So can Ivy fly up in that Alpine car? A host of drivers on that outlaps. It is absolutely glorious on circuit as well. As our Louis is he's out. Louis has lost his car. And it looks to me like that was through the castle section. So Louis out of qualifying. And he's crashed out for the Haas team. So all of a sudden Haas are going to be a driver down for, well, heading into the race effectively. Because Louis will be starting at the back. But 50 Gent, luckily, still, of course, in this qualifying session. Ivy kickstarts his lap through turns 1 and into turn 2 ran a left-hander. Of course, he will now potentially burn a little bit of battery heading all the way into turn 3. One of the overtaking opportunities heading into the Grand Prix as well. Yes, Ivy. How will he fare? We'll wait to see what his Sector 1 split time will be. Ivy, you would expect to be at the front as well. Probably at the top 5 coming into the race. In terms of grid position, that's where you would expect him to be. He typically is up there as it is a solid first sector. No major mistakes at all. And have a look, compare that to Batman behind him. And Batman just coming up to the Sector 1 split time now. To 35.8 for Batman. So looking good for these two, Ivy and Batman. Which one will come out on top? And then you got the Aston Martin just in behind as well. Potentially Rotti, you'd imagine. Wilco serving an engine penalty. Don't worry, he has not crashed out. But there's a couple of other drivers with engine penalties this evening. Stone Cold in the Aston Martin being one. And I'm trying to think who the other one is. The other one, so you've got Wilco, you've got Stone Cold. Bevan's got a qualifying ban, so he won't be able to complete a lap. And then also, I'm trying to think who else has got their engine penalty. We'll wait and see for them to actually retire, because then it'll be easier to find out. But Ivy about to commence his first lap here in qualifying, a long lap. And it will be into the 140s, but how will it be? A 140.8. And that is the first time for Ivy. I Am Batman takes his way out of turns 18, 19 and 20 now. And this will be I Am Batman's first lap back in Tier 3 since his championship in Season 7. And he's back with a 141.6. It's only P2 for Batman. 8/10 shy of Ivy through his first lap. And Rotti with a 141.2. Strong lap, goes second fastest for the Aston Martin. So you've got Kesenator on the lap. You've got Cinders as well. Cinders will be next to get to the line. So he pushes through, not using the battery, interestingly there. He was in none, but he's back into overtake, back into none. I'm not sure this is the wisest ERS control, but either way, Cinders will be able to now burn some of his battery. But again, is he going to go back to down to none? No, it's just going to keep burning all the way. Okay, makes sense. But Cinders then coming up to the line. He will be with a 141.5, just ahead of Batman into third position. Doug is on his lap as well. You've got several drivers coming round. Doug, who is a key contender for the championship, as Shazam 5th, Kesenator 6th. No major times from those two, but Doug getting up to the line. He was getting slipstream from his teammate, and here we go. It's P3 for Doug, 141.402. Only third, though, not quite up there with Ivy in terms of qualifying performance yet. Cowley just starting on a potential second outlap, actually. Unless he felt like he made a mistake, or has he got some damage? He's got damage on the front right. Looks like Cowley may just be struggling a little bit here at Baku through the early stages. So we have a look back round at the order. Batman on this occasion going quicker by 0.6 of a second. Let's stick with Batman on this lap. It's P2 for Batman. There you go. 140.9, and that's the return we were expecting from the Red Bull. He is within 1/10 of a second of Ivy in terms of qualifying laps thus far. Rotty still there in third, going for another run. And Doug, it looks like he's running out of fuel. May be about to go into the pit. Cinders likewise. Shazam not burning anymore. Kesnick, and you've got Mr. Piggy on a lap. James Killer ahead of him, also on a lap. I think Cowley's pretty much done. James Killer 35.3 through the sector 1. And that could... Is that the quickest sector 1 we've seen so far? It might be up there. So we'll see what James Killer can do. Evening all engine penalty for 50 Gen. Continue your sentence. Who else has got the engine penalty? I'm trying to think. We've got Louis, obviously crashed out. Yeah, Wilco's got an engine penalty. I'm aware of that. Stone Cold's got an engine penalty. I think there's one other driver. I'm going to figure that one out. I probably wrote it in earlier, didn't I? 50 Gen. There you go. I think you were going to say engine pen for me. I think that's what you were meant to say. But there you go. 50 Gent is the other driver. So we're going to have 5 drivers effectively not set a time in qualifying at the very least. There you go. You say it's me just as I found it out. There you go. Right, James Kinnanen. Can he contest for pole? Yeah, again, he's burning all of his battery down below 10% now. So not got any battery left in mind. But here we go. James Killer. Can he get through on Ivy and Batman to the top? He's not going to, but it's P3 for James Killer. A 141.007. Nicely done onto the second row for him. We go up towards Mr. Piggy then. He is on a lap, is he? Doesn't look like it. He's not burning the battery. Rotty! There you go. What a lap by Rotty. 140.768. Rotty is in Tier 3. And it's a cracking lap by the Aston Martin. I wonder if Mercedes will have any regrets of letting him go from Tier 2 to a Tier 3 Aston Martin. And what a qualifying lap so far from Rotty. He is top of it all. How would it have worked if everyone had taken an engine pen at Baku? It wouldn't have worked because only 3 drivers can take their engine penalties at any one track. So tonight it's got 3, but Bevan's got a qualifying ban and Louis crashed out. So that's why 5 drivers have retired. Or 4 drivers, technically. 50 Gent still needs to retire. So yeah, that's the whole situation regarding that. Only 3 drivers can serve their engine penalty. And for those watching who don't know about the engine penalties, basically it's like a qualifying ban. You're not allowed to complete a lap. Hence why Wilco, 50 Gent and Stone Cold, who were the ones serving the engine penalties, have not been able to complete a lap because they are serving the engine penalties. There you go. James Kidder then into 4th now because he has dropped back. Ivy still out on circuit, not improving on the previous run. And Rotty obviously went quickest. But let's have a look towards the likes of Hybrid and also this man, PRV Widget, who's actually not burning any battery anymore. So it looks like he's just slowing the car down. And a kick salve and making sure they stay out of harm's way. But PRV Widget then will start his lap. First one, 44.4, obviously not burning the battery there. But let's go towards Hybrid then. He is in the middle sector and he's trying to burn his battery, a lot of battery as well. I don't feel like, I don't know, do you need to use that much battery around there? I mean, you're not saving yourself a lot of battery going down the main straight. I think down to 30% almost. 115.0. I mean, it could be a quick lap still by Hybrid, but I feel like he could have a little bit more in him in terms of lap time. They could hear your bike. That's why I muted all of that before I started anyway. But I wouldn't be able to hear it because my sound goes through the PC and not through the Xbox. Right, Hybrid then. What is he going to do here? It's going to be into the 40s. It's going to be quickest for Hybrid. 140.406. Splendid time from the McLaren. And the Papaya leads the field. Back towards PRV Widget or even Kesonator. Kes starting another lap. But back towards Widget then. Cowley starting a lap. Don't forget he got wing damage on his previous run, hence why he decided to abort mission. 7 minutes to go here in qualifying. It's a long track as well, so that's why drivers really need to get started on getting a lap or two in. PRV Widget, I can see, has some damage on the front right end plate, so he's not going to be at his rapid best. I say rapid best. He's actually not finished in the top 10 this season in Tier 3, quite incredibly. So PRV Widget looking like he's trying to step up his game from his previous form from Season 7 and 8, where he did look like he was pretty decent. Oh, hello. That's Mr. Piggy interestingly parking his car. Bakey Gaming, I was not expecting to see that one. Bakey Gaming, let's go towards Cowley then, because Cowley is on a lap. And don't forget, this is his first run here in qualifying, so we need to see what Cowley can do. Again, another title contender for this season. And can he push up towards the front of the pack? Purple through the middle sector, 1:15.693. Pretty much on terms, I feel like, with James Kidder. From what I remember, I think he did a similar middle sector, if I recall. But let's see here what Cowley can do with his end plate in plate as well. So he will be able to get 2 runs. This will be the first of them, and Cowley getting all the way to the line now, burning all the battery. Ivy goes quicker with a 1:40.3, and Cowley goes third fastest. It's a 1:40.4, and he goes straight on. Okay, again, another very interesting strategy there. I believe he's gone straight on with Kesonator as well. Very interesting. Kesonator and Cowley both went straight on at turn 1. They tried their best Lewis Hamilton impression. I don't think it worked quite as well. Yeah, so far you've got Ivy, Hybrid, Cowley and Doug also went into 4th place now. Rotty just behind him in P5. Batman in 6th position as well. And Batman going quicker by almost half a second through the middle sector. Bakey Gaming, he's improved. He's up to 6th now. But Batman looks like he's on a mission. Could he contest for provisional pole? Here he goes, all the way to the line for I Am Batman. Has he got enough for provisional pole position? Not quite, it's P3, and it's an all Red Bull second row for Batman and Cowley. P3 Batman, P4 Cowley. And the Red Bulls look like they will be pushing for podiums and victories now with their duo. And can Batman potentially even help Cowley win a championship? It's going to be absolutely crucial and imperative for the pairing to see what they can do. But you've still got Ivy, you've still got Hybrid as well ahead of them. Doug, still in the picture, is not on a lap at the moment. Bakey Gaming obviously just set a time. And James Kidder is also out there, but not burning any batteries, in none. But he has been burning battery this lap, so I wonder if he's in none because he's just preparing to burn battery down the straight. That might actually be the situation regarding James Kidder here. We're just going to have a look towards Kesonator, who's heading into the pits. Is he? Yes, he is. So you'll be able to get one final run. Mr. Piggy as well. He's just getting out there, but James Kidder, let's go back towards him. There you go, he's burning the battery, and he will burn all the way down into turn 1. But he's actually going into the pits, okay. Interesting. So we've got Doug here as well. He's run out of fuel. Has that limited him to go for another lap? Can he go for another lap? There's not going to be a lot of time left. He's got just over 3 minutes remaining here, Doug. This is going to be really, really close for him. Can he get round to start one final run? Or has he not got enough time? One man who's got enough time is Batman. 1:40.155. He goes even quicker. And it's provisional pole for Batman now. But I do believe that may be his final lap here in qualifying. Not quite getting a sub 140. Love that my teammate crashed out at the start in P14. Yeah. And you've still got Melon as well. Melon's not actually set a single lap time yet. So if he does, then Louis... Oh no, does Melon have any form of qualifying ban? He might do. If he has a qualifying ban, and that would technically be 6 drivers not setting time. So yeah, Louis might have just been the luckiest of them in terms of starting P14. But I Am Batman, the quickest driver so far. Rotty gaining by 0.4 of a second. I do believe that was on his previous lap. Was his first sector split? for Rotti. It's a 3.5 tenths improvement, and that's a solid first sector here for Rotti. Getting all onto the curb on the exit of turn 6 into 7. But Rotti with a strong sector 1 split here. But he has a problem. He has 2 cars ahead of him, neither on a lap. The first one's moved out of the way, but there's a second just ahead. That's an Alpine. It doesn't look like they're on a lap. And then that'll be Ivy. So Ivy will be starting a lap in a second, but Rotti is on a lap here. So Rotti really trying to push his way through. He's not really got a lot of battery left, but he might get a slipstream, and I think he will get a slipstream because Ivy's about to start a lap. He actually backs off in the end, interestingly, which will reduce his speed all the way into turn 1, but Rotti now will commence his final lap, and this will be his final lap, and let's see what it is. 1 minute to go here in qualifying. What can Rotti do? He's just burnt a bit too much battery, unfortunately, but can he take a provisional pole? Not quite. He does improve and goes 5th fastest for the Aston Martin. So Rotti goes up the order, but a number of drivers will be starting their laps here, including all of these, the likes of Ivy and Hybrid and Cowley. And you've also got Batman still out there. Is he on another lap? It looks like he is, actually. So he's got enough battery to go again, and enough fuel, more importantly. So we've got Doug, we've got James Killer. James Killer starting his lap. Doug about to start his lap. So who's the first one? It will be PRV Widget, not improving. He's got just over 20 seconds to make it to the line. He might just about have enough here. Really pushing it as well on the exit. Does he have enough time? He's got 12 seconds to get through. 10 seconds now for Widget to get all the way to the line. It's 7, 6, 5 seconds to go. I don't think he's got enough here, Widget. 2, 1, and checkered flags. PRV Widget cannot complete a lap, and that'll be him 7th at best for PRV Widget. A bit of a mistake there. Just going out a little bit too late. Mellon does not set a time, but let's go towards Batman, who's not improving. So Batman will not improve on a 140.155. That's him done in qualifying. Ivy is next up. He's P2 as well. Can Ivy contest with Batman for pole? What about the likes of Hybrid and Cowley and Doug? They're all trying to fly through. James Kidder also on a lap, and Cinders. And as a few drivers have completed their laps now. But what can Ivy do? To the line! It's P2 for Ivy. You've got Cowley coming through as well now. It's Cowley P4. Hybrid is on it. Hybrid 139.6. He's absolutely flying. It's brilliant from him. Doug is on a lap as well. He will be one of the final drivers. I think he will be the final driver, in fact, to head out and go for his final run. James Killer is also on a lap. He is gaining by 3 tenths almost. What can James Killer do? And then what can Doug do? James Killer first up to the line. It's P8 for Doug. James Killer rather, but what about Doug? Gaining by 3 tenths to the line for Douglas. Can he take provisional pole? No, but it's a second row for Doug. P3 on the grid, but it will be Hybrid on pole position for the McLaren. The Papaya wraps up pole position here at the Baku circuit. Brilliant from him. Really impressive lap there. What, about half a second? Wow. It was getting close, but Hybrid just smashed a lap out the park there. 139.687. That'll be pole for him. Batman joins him on the front row, P2. Then you've got Doug alongside Ivy on the second row. Cowley in 5th. From Rotti in 6th. Widget, James Killer, Baker Gaming and Cinders all wrap up top 10 start. Shazam ahead of Kez. And it's Mr. Piggy, Louis, Bevan, Melon, Wilco, 50 Gent and Stone Cold at the rear of the field in P19. But Hybrid on pole here at Baku. It is a McLaren on pole position, Jacob. A McLaren. There you go. Right, I will pop the Discord link into the TikTok if anybody does wish to join. So we will have a 5-minute break before we start the race. So we will be due to go at 29 minutes past 8 UK time, of course. So I'll be back in a few minutes' time to kickstart this Azerbaijani Grand Prix. Right, and we are back. And that means we are moments away from kickstarting this race. Definitely looking forward to things. Seeing what the tyres are like as well. Is everybody going to go for a soft or medium? Would anybody go for a hard tyre start? I mean, you've got to factor in what the chances are for safety cars. I think they are highly likely here at Baku to have a safety car. Got to, again, factor in that there are 19 drivers on track for such a tight track as well, where it is very easy to make a mistake, hit a wall, lose your wing, lose a tyre. You know, I think safety cars are incredibly likely, and even let's not suggest that a red flag is not possible as well, because it certainly is. Again, we've never had a red flag in UFRL on the game, but tonight could be the night where we get our first one. So red flags are certainly a possibility in game here this evening. But again, safety cars, that's the big thing. Safety cars, virtual safety cars. I mean, I don't think many people particularly like a virtual safety car. But either way, we might get a couple of each tonight. Virtual safety cars, even a red flag. Let's see what happens. But what a battle it will be here at Baku to take home the 35 points for victory that are, of course, on offer for the drivers. I'm just checking the standings now. So Doug is actually leading the championship, and it's very close between the top three. So Doug leads on 169, Cowley 161, Baker Gaming 157. That's your top three, just 12 points between Doug, Cowley, and Baker Gaming heading into this. This is UFRL, and this is Tier 3. It's 5 red lights at Baku, and it's go, go, go! Hybrid and Batman get away well, but it looks like Hybrid is having a battle alongside, and there's the Mercedes of Doug. Doug's trying it, and he almost sneaks his car through, but Cowley is down the inside on Doug, and Cowley's up into P3. Carnage, what's happened? Someone's in trouble. Is that Ivy? I think it's Ivy. Ivy down the order to P16 behind Bevan. Bevan and Cowley are now running together. Stone Cold side behind them. Then it's Wilco. 50 Gent is some 3.5 seconds adrift as well. As round the outside goes Bevan on Stone Cold. Goes a little bit into Stone Cold as well. But we're going to go up the order into Widget. Ahead of Rotti. Widget's had a half-decent start. Really trying to keep it together. Bakey Gaming with Rotti there. It looks like Rotti's had a bit of a moment behind Bakey. And there is a safety car. It's a virtual safety car. Who has caused this virtual safety car? It looks like it might be further down the order. It might even be Kesenator, possibly. Very low down. Somebody's got something here. There's a bit of damage, it looks like, for Stone Cold. And Cinder's got a bit of a problem. There's also another problem here. Some wing damage, it looks like, for Melon. So a bit of chaos at the start. But it's not something that we weren't expecting, as there has been overtakes down the order. Kesenator picks up a 10-second penalty. And what is happening here? Somebody's got an illegal overtake down the order. It's still a virtual safety car. But, yeah, a lot of carnage. You could argue chaos in the Tier 3 drivers. But let's go back up the field. Hybrid's got a strong start. How has this happened? How is it 9 seconds down to Rotti? Rotti's in P7, don't forget. He's also got some damage. So, big damage here for Rotti. I'm surprised it's not a full course safety car. It's still yellow flags, but a virtual safety car. They've been out for a long time here. I'm not sure why the virtual safety cars have been out for this long. It's normally a lot less. It's been out for almost a full lap of a virtual safety car. Several drivers are already into the pits here as well. And James Killer is out of the race. DRS enabled. Green flags once again. And it is Batman ahead of Cowley and Doug in behind. Shazam receives a penalty. Shazam retires. I think several drivers have picked up a problem here. And I do wonder, will we potentially even get a red flag for this one? That could be a question. There you go, but let's see what happens further back as well. You've got some battles in curving. Obviously, Rotti, Bakey, Louis, Ivy, all pitting. Shazam and James Kinner out of the race. Very tricky for these drivers. And let's see what Louis does. He's going to go down the inside on Bakey Gaming, is he? Not quite making it happen. It looks like Louis stays behind these drivers. Let's go back up the field because Cinders and Widget are two Ferraris getting close together within a tenth of a second for a moment. Oh, and into the wall goes Widget, and that allows for Cinders to go straight through. Widget makes a mistake, he goes too deep, goes into the wall, shatters on, and there you go, Widget struggling to keep the car together here. So are many drivers as well. It's a really challenging circuit here for the Tier 3s, and let's see Cowley now making a move. Doug may follow suit as well. He is going to go for it. Is he going to go for the double? Looks like Batman trying to make it as difficult as possible. Cowley fast snap. Doug down. Doug runs into Cowley. Doug has hit Cowley. Cowley is so lucky to not go into the wall there. Doug clattered into the Red Bull. Ooh, that was tight. He absolutely hit him there. That was a heavy hit. Very surprised that did not cause Cowley to run into the wall. Batman now side by side here with Doug. It looks like he has got the position as well. I don't know why I've gone down to there. I want to go down to this battle here. Batman and Doug just stays ahead of Batman. Hybrid now, 3.7 seconds clear. Let's have a little look at the tyre situation. Hybrid's on mediums as well. What a start he has made on the medium tyres. Wow. We have a look here. Bevan's risen up the field, right? He's up to P8. Stone Cold's 9th. But what's this? Doug's out. We've lost Doug. Doug is out of the Grand Prix. You can see his Mercedes. Oh my goodness, that Mercedes looks like it was in a terrible position. Doug is out, and it's a full course safety car now. Wow. It is chaotic here in Tier 3. Crikey, but Doug's out. Doug is out of this race. And now we await for the pit stop situation. Surely a lot of drivers are going to think about stopping here. Yeah, let's wait and see who decides to go in to the pits. Will Hybrid pit and get rid of those mediums? Will he go for hards? Or will he decide to stay out? I mean, those leaders, if you're in that top 4, you're in a fantastic position to pit. Particularly Hybrid. I think Hybrid can pit and he'll only lose a few places, it looks like. He's decided to stay out, interestingly. Cowley is pitting. Batman follows him in, so they will lose a little bit of time there, Batman. Cinders also pits, so 3 drivers who are at the front pitting. Hybrid stays out. Melon, what does he do? Melon will stay out. Mr. Piggy as well, and all of these drivers. Bar Bevan, it looks like Bevan the only one who is going into the pits. You've got 50 Gent staying out, so quite a few drivers are staying out here. But whereas likes of Cowley, look at his position. Cowley has come out of the pit on fresh hards in 2nd position behind Hybrid. Batman has got several drivers ahead of him. Then it's Wilco and it's 50 Gent. Then you've got Cinders and Widget, the 2 Ferraris are there together. Lottie into P11 now. On hards, you've got Bevan in P12. Almost going side by side with Baker Gaming, trying to find out who. Oh, what's that? Louis. Louis went straight on at turn 2. He's going to have to try and get his car back together. Hope not to get disqualified as well. You've still got the McLaren of Kesenator coming round. Oh, and Louis gone for another spin. He's just about kept it together to stay ahead of Kesenator there. Wow, Louis, making a big error. Good evening, Woody. Hope you're doing well. And yes, no, Doug. We've lost 3 drivers here. Shazam and James Kinner retired in the pits. And Doug out after crashing out here. And he crashed out going just before the castle section at turn 7 is where Doug crashed out. I can picture you it once Louis gets to turn 7. I will show you exactly where his car retired. And it retired at this wall coming up here. There you go. That is where Doug retired from the race. Just into that wall there. As we head into the castle section now. Hopefully under the safety car they keep it together nice and clean. There you go. Right. Back on towards Hybrid. So we've got a McLaren leading. And a McLaren was in last. And it's not last anymore. Okay. Now they're last again. There you go. The luck of the Haas. Ouch. Louis P15. You've got 50 Gent and P8 as well for the Haas team. Yeah, Hybrid's staying out on the mediums, but Cowley, he's in a great position here. He's on 1 lap old hard tyres. And I'm just going to double check what the tyre wear situation would be around this time as well. Because I'm not... Is it bad around here? Tyre wear? Azerbaijan, let's have a little look. It didn't feel too bad when I was doing a little bit of practice around here earlier on. So I'm getting the feeling that it's actually not a bad position. Louis does pit from the hard tyres as well. Yeah, tyre wear here is actually quite low. So you're actually going to be okay for the tyre situation. So therefore, going hard tyres early, you can actually go to the end now. So we go back on with Hybrid. The race leader, of course, and is there a problem here for Louis? Doesn't look like it. I thought for a moment he may have gone straight on at turn 1, or turn 2 rather, but he didn't. So he's going to have to catch up to the back of the safety car, and then you've got Kesonator, who dropped off a little bit as well. Let's go back up the field again, because I think Louis, when he catch up, he's quite far back. Still in the first sector, the safety car is in the second sector, not far away from the third. I mean, we may even get an extra lap here under the safety car. So anybody who is under fueled, which I'm going to be honest, if you're under fueled, it's probably a smart strategy. Should we have a little look? If we get the telemetry up, does anybody have the yellow light showing at the moment? Nope. Nobody at all. There you go. Nobody has the yellow light showing, so nobody's going to be in fuel problems. So we're going to keep the telemetry on for now. The safety car can still be called in at any moment. But I think, by the looks of things, we are going to get an additional lap under the safety car, and we will do. There you go. So the safety car will stay out for an additional lap, so if anybody wants to pit now, well, they've got a chance. It's obviously up to these drivers if they do want to pit again. Baku Gaming, one of the championship contenders, down to P13. So he's really down the order here at Baku. Have a little look also at the position changes. There you go. Wow, some massive changes in position. Hybrid stays in P1. Obviously the pole sitter. Cowley's up 3. Melon up 13. Mr. Piggy up 9. Stone Cold up 14. Batman drops 4 after pitting, of course. Wilco up 10. 50 Gent up 10. Cinder's up 1. And you've got a few changes further back. Ivy losing 10 spots. Baku Gaming down 4. Those two are title contenders. Bevan up 3, decent start for him as well. And now they're all together again. Yeah, it was lucky. I mean, the game normally does allow it 1 extra lap sometimes if the last car is not there. So I'm not too surprised it has stayed out. But drivers can still go hard to the end at this stage, and Cowley's trying that. Cowley will try the hard tyre to the end from here. Again, no, we might get another safety car. And if we do get another safety car, then guess what? Well, you're probably going to get rid of the hards and go for a set of mediums or even a set of softs to the end, depending on what lap it will be. But we're sticking on Hybrid. He's obviously decided track position is what he wanted, but now we do know, obviously, with Cowley in second, Hybrid would have still been leading the race if he had pitted. Obviously, he wouldn't necessarily have known that. Because he wouldn't have known the cars behind. There were like 3 of them would have all pitted. And that was Cowley, that was Batman, and that was Cinders. They all were able to pit for fresh tyres. And obviously, they're all still in the top 10. And Cowley is right behind. But safety car is in this lap. And Hybrid was a few seconds ahead of Cowley at that stage as well. But now the question is, on a few lap older tyres, can he keep it together here? As we await for the safety car restart. Just trying to warm up his tyres still. The safety car is now in the pit. He can go at any moment from here. And Hybrid's going. Here we go. We're back underway. Here at Baku in Tier 3, and Cowley immediately has a look on the inside. It's so tight between them. There's a bit of contact as well. And there you go, Melon! Melon is up into second place. He's got past on Cowley. And Cowley just making a mistake there, going for the overtake. Probably better off just sitting behind. And then you got Piggy, Stone Cold, Wilco, Batman, 50 Gent. Under pressure here from the two Ferraris. As Rotti going for the move on Cinders. And it looks like he's got the plate as well. He's having a look on Widget. Kesenator dropping. Oh, Rotti. Crikey. He's lost a wing there, Rotti. He just broke way too late on that one. And Kesenator, what's happened to him? Him and Cinders have had a problem. And they are both down the order here. I now remember why we got Baku off the calendar, by the way. Because it is a chaotic circuit for the most part. And what's happened? Rotti's in a bit of trouble. He's into the wall. And that's the Douglas wall. I've got a wall named after me. Now Doug has a wall named after him. And he's hit the Doug wall. But I think Rotti just about able to get it back together. But he's still... Ooh, he's lost his entire wing. He almost lost his wheel as well. How lucky is Rotti to still be in this race. Wow, he could have been retired just there. Incredibly close. So Cinders behind Kez. Let's go back up the field again and have a look towards Cowley. Directly behind Melon. Melon in second place holding his own, but Hybrid has once again pulled out a gap at 1.7 seconds here, showcasing his pace. It's all about restricting your mistakes, and so far the one driver who really has done that has been Hybrid. Which is not a thing you were expecting. The Aston TP will not be happy with that. Yeah, I completely agree with it. I completely agree. Whoever the Aston Martin TP is, they'll be absolutely gutted. Who's the TP again for Aston Martin? Oh, I forgot about that. PRV Widget, let's have a little look here. Is he going to go for the move on Batman? Surely not. Just a bit too far adrift of the Red Bull to attempt to move down into turn 3. We'll just have to hover him behind. And indeed, he does. Into the pits goes Rotti, obviously going to have to repair that wing and get a fresh set of medium tyres on. I could possibly try and take them to the end. I mean, tyre wear's not too bad around here. Cinders overtaking Kesenator further adrift as well. Oh, side-by-side action here. Bakey Gaming with Louis. And it looks like Louis' broken through. And he's got past Bakey Gaming. Bakey with a bit of damage as well. And Louis up into 11th position now. Oh, just avoiding scraping the wall as well. But Bevan is now in a Haas sandwich. So we go back up the field towards PRV Widget. Closing in once more on I Am Batman. He's been keeping close tabs on Batman through the early stages of this race. Or certainly since the restart. Can he now find his way through? Hybrid got a 2-second lead. He is looking like the quickest driver here at Baku tonight. But even, to be fair, even though Cowley's had a couple of struggles, obviously he was hit earlier on by Doug, and he had his own problem after that, but he's still there with Melon. And now he's overtaken Melon. That's to the point where he's at. And there you go. Cowley up into second. Wilco is up into fifth. Didn't even see that. He's ahead of Mr. Piggy. Then he got Batman and his Widget. Then he got Bevan on the inside of 50 Gen. Does he give a little bit of space on the outside? He does. So maybe he has been taught on that one. But 50 Gen stays ahead of Bevan. And it's Bakey Gaming. Then it's Louis. Then it's Ivy. All battling together as well. Back up towards the Piggy. Here we go, on the inside of Craig and Wilco, sorry. And oh, what's that? Looks like Batman just making a bit of contact with Wilco as well. Certainly drivers liking their contact here in Tier 3 this evening. You'd be thinking they're playing a bit of rugby or something. I can promise you, it's F1. Not quite the rugby that maybe some of the drivers think it may be. We head back down the order. Cowley's now broken away from Melon, I will note. So the gap at 1.5 seconds. And what's that? That's Batman in trouble. And I Am Batman has also had a problem at the Doug wall. And just going into the castle section now. Has he got damage? Yes, he is. He's lost both of his end plates. So Batman will surely have to go into the pits and repair his damages. We did say damage was highly likely as well, and as you can see, it clearly is. Wilco then behind PRV Widget. Widget getting through up into 6th position now, Widget, and he has already pitted in this race. We go on with Ivy. Struggling a little bit in the race so far, but he does make his way past on Louis. Looks like Louis just has to fall in behind the Alpine, and Ivy up into 11th. Hybrid with the fast lap, but Cowley now betters that, and here comes Cowley. He has got away from Melon, and all of a sudden the gap is down to just 1.3 seconds to Hybrid. PRV Widget, oh, Mr. Piggy runs wide, and again he does make contact with the wall, but narrowly avoids hitting it too hard. Cowley now within a second. Big news then up the field. Cowley is within 1 second of Hybrid for the race lead. We thought Hybrid was running away, but Cowley has entered the fray here. He's been trying his best to keep it under control, stay within the limits of Hybrid, and then make his move down the straight. Don't forget, he's on 3-lap fresher tyres. He's on the hards well. Rotti 43.4 for the fast lap as well. Rotti obviously down in P16, but he's on fresh tyres now following his wing damage from earlier on. The Doug wall. Well, he was the one who made my wall at Vegas, so I'm giving him his wall at Baku. I think it's only fair to do so. Right, here we go. Cowley. Will he go for the overtake on Hybrid? Ooh, he looked like he was going to attempt to move, but he's just riding over the curb. And does avoid going into Hybrid as well. But surely on this occasion he will get the move done. So Ivy ahead of Baker Gaming. Cowley runs a little bit wide as well. Wasn't really particularly necessary from Cowley to run wide, but it did. And now he's going to go for the overtake on Hybrid here. And for the first time this evening, Cowley will finally take the lead here as Louis receives a 3-second penalty. That's the first penalty, time penalty of course, in this race. But Cowley is now in the lead of this Grand Prix, and 50 Gent and Mr. Piggy having their battles further back, and Bevan and Ivy all in there. They're all going wild here. It's a bit of a 5-way battle up to Wilco. Who will get through? You've got Bevan on the inside of Ivy, and Ivy goes round the outside, the long way round on Bevan, and up into 8th place. He also took Piggy as well, so Ivy takes 2 places down the straight, and now he has got 50 Gent ahead of him. Baker Gaming and Kesenator out the pits. Baker Gaming going for fresh mediums, as is Kesenator on lap 11. As Cowley has all of a sudden picked up that pace. I mean, whether or not it's just Hybrid's tyres falling off, but Hybrid's struggling, even compared to Melon. I say even, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but Melon is 1.4 seconds back, 1.5, and he's keeping, okay, the timing's now at 1.8 seconds, but he's looking pretty decent here, Melon. He's got a healthy gap on Stone Cold Sai as well. Yes, they still have to pit, and a safety car, another one, might be quite likely still. And when it does happen, that could really be ideal for the likes of Hybrid, Melon and Stone Cold. So Cinders finding his way through on Mr. Piggy, up into the top 10 now. We go back towards Ivy. We're still directly behind a pairing of Wilco and 50 Gent. You've still got Bevan. Mr. Piggy obviously has dropped all the way back. What's that? We've got yellow flags. That's for Louis. Louis, it's a safety car. Full course safety car. Louis is in trouble. Oh, he really is in trouble. Bless him. He's lost his wing. Probably not the best sort of... Not the best debut track, is what I would say. Baku for your debut is a tough ask. And that is the situation, it seems, for Louis this evening. Tricky for him. But he's still in the race. Again, all he needs to do is finish. Oh! He clattered into all... How has he not retired there? Wow.
That was a smooth operator.
I literally said all he needs to do is finish the race, and he almost binned it as well.
Carlos, check the radio. We seem to have picked up some dodgy music channel again.
Oh, Cowley's lucky. Cowley has not been picked up by the safety car here. He can pit and go for mediums to the end from this position. So So obviously most drivers have pitted. Ivy stayed out. Maybe he's just thinking, you know what, I've been held up too much in this race. I need track position. And I think that's the reason why Ivy is actually staying out in this race. It could be a smart call. It could very well be a smart strategy call here from Ivy. Maybe if there's one final safety car, he will get something from that. Because every single driver tonight who has been down the order has initially struggled. And trying to even make any way through the field, it's not been too bad, but it's more, there are bigger gaps to the cars ahead, and that's the struggles for many drivers this evening. Once they have been down the order, they have struggled to break their way through. But Cowley will surely go for medium tyres and go to the end here. That's surely the strategy here at playing hybrids on fresh hards now. So he will feel the advantages of being on those hard tyres. Until the end, of course. And there you go, Cowley is into the pits, and that will be a set of medium tyres until the very end for him. And again, we've got to think about this. Will Ivy actually decide, you know what, I'm better off pitting? He's got another chance to do so. He's got a good gap over some of the cars further back as well. No, he's not. That's an interesting call. I mean, if I were him, I would really think about pitting. I really would have thought about it. I probably would have done. Maybe not. I get him not pitting on the first one, but the second one I would have done. Either way, he's decided to stay out. So we'll see whether or not the strategy is the right one. Cinders is into the pits, and he will go for the set of medium tyres until the end now. Again, we're saying to the end, but there's another safety car. Who knows? And then you got Mr. Piggy as well. 1 lap old on his mediums. Rotty on 5 lap old mediums. Could he have pitted for maybe even hards? I think he's probably already used the hards. Let's have a look, because everybody used the hard tyres in this race. Nope, Doug hasn't. Doug hasn't used hards. I know he's out, but he hasn't used the hard tyres. I think that should be a ban for Doug. Hey? I've just seen Stoke Cold Side's gone hard to hard. I do hope you hope... I'm not sure on that strategy. I would advise you to use a medium tyre at some stage, Stoke Cold, or the softs, otherwise you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, hopefully you will be smart and use the medium tyres. Stone Cold though, so it's interesting because he has obviously used the the harder tyre allocation. So Stone Cold has 2 sets of hards, but only 1 set of mediums available to him, and obviously he's used hard and then hard again. I don't understand exactly why. I'm a bit surprised he's not gone for the mediums here. He crossed the white line. Oh, that was a bit ago, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. To be fair, there's probably been a few drivers who have sort of crossed it. I think Baku was a little bit more tricky for that. Come on, Cowley, misracing. Yeah, I mean, Cowley's doing well. Obviously, he's leading us on fresh mediums. And he's looked good tonight. I mean, he had a moment earlier on with Doug. He had another moment as well after the safety car restart. So we've done a couple of concerns. But since then, he's been very quick. He got past Mellon, and then he caught up to Hybrid, overtook Hybrid as well, and into the race lead he went. Stone Cold Masterclass, wait for it. We'll see, but again, the strategy call of hard to hard, I don't think is the smartest one. I would have advised hard to medium, personally. I'm very surprised he's gone hard to hard. Into the pits again goes Rotty. He's going for the hards, but they are 6 lap old. Surely he has another set of mediums available to him. He does stay ahead of Louis, who is in P16 as well. But let's go back up to the leaders, and as you can see, we've got 1 final lap under the safety car. Therefore, let's get the telemetry back on board. Right, let's see here. Cowley will get the safety car restart. Oh, that's good. That's good. You'll be back at next season. That'll be ideal. Be good to see you back. And obviously, you know, we were one driver away from a full grid, and that was Ziggy. Ziggy's the one driver not racing tonight. The fact that you always get a full grid for Baku as well here in Tier 3, wow. And all the drivers seemed super hyped for it as well, because they were in the lobby, most of them, by like 10 to 8. Obviously we get started at 8 o'clock usually, so the fact that Shazam, I think there was only Shazam who we were waiting on with about 7 or 8 minutes to go, which is, yeah, quite incredible. So all the drivers were looking forward to it. I mean, I say that. They probably weren't. Right, County back underway for the safety car restart. The safety car is in the pit lane as well, meaning it is a relatively clean getaway. And it looks like it is a clean getaway a bit earlier than the drivers before. Hybrid's already 6/10 behind. County is going to try his best to belt it clear. Ivy on much older tyres. It's got a bit of a problem for him as well now. So we go back down the order, having a look at Louis and Kesenator too. Kesenator behind Rottin. You've got Mr. Piggy. Rotty in P14, can he find some places here on this opening lap on the safety car restart? Batman directly behind 50 Gent. There is a bit of a gap between 50 and the cars ahead. Speaking of the cars ahead, it's Widget. Widget, there's certainly a gap now. Widget down to P16, he has had a spin. And that is down at turn 3, a bit of a struggle for him. Ziggy is a letdown. Yeah, a bit of a struggle though there for PRV Widget. Down on the order he goes. So we have a little look towards Melon, directly behind Ivy. Gonna all try and make their way through the castle section cleanly. And let's see if they all can do that. It looks like they all have succeeded at that. So far anyways, yeah, they all have. Oh, very close there with Rotty. Having a look on Mr. Piggy. Will he make his way past? Doesn't look like it. Kesenator also looks like he's fiery here, still in this battle, which goes all the way up to 50 Gent in 10th. Oh, nope, never mind, he's not anymore. He is not anymore. He has crashed into Rotty. I was getting a little bit too excited almost for Kesenator there. He has massively collided with Rotty there. Just far too late on the brakes, and that will pretty much, yeah. Let's just say it was just too late on the brakes for Kesenator. We go back up the field. Bevan all over Cinders here. But it looks like Cinders has got the straight line speed. And Bakey Gaming. Here comes Bakey Gaming. He has a look on Bevan, but not quite approaching the overtake. Batman overtaking 50 Gent. And up into the top 10 he goes. And obviously Batman has looked strong tonight, but he's had, again, another problem or two. Whereas his teammate has not had an issue since the early stages of this race. Let's have a little look further up here towards Wilco, Cinders and Bevan as well. And it looks like they're all just staying put. But Cowley's got over 2 seconds on Hybrid now. He's had a flying getaway here in the Red Bull. It's a virtual safety car. Okay, that's a virtual safety car for something. We will find out what it's for. Somebody has got some damage, and that will be Rotty. So what Rotty has got front wing damage. Well, at least now he's not going to stick with the hard tyres. Get the tyre situation back up. It's not a full course, it's only a virtual. And again, Rotty will have to repair that wing. Hopefully he just comes home with some points. That's all he can do now. Obviously, he didn't really get much time to practice. He only just joined Tier 3, literally tonight, so he didn't get a lot of time to really get down and practice for this race. So next week is where Rotty can really have a clean slate for Tier 3 and see what he's like. And for tonight, it was all about seeing what he can do with limited practice time. For Kesenator behind him, or he can stay out, of course, but Rotty will have to repair that wing. Widget 10.5 seconds back. I think he would have liked a full course safety car. Let's go back up towards the lead, and that is Cowley. Don't want to get a drive-through penalty as well. Drive-through penalty will absolutely destroy your race here in Tier 3. Rotty has actually retired. Has he crashed out? I think he might have crashed out here. Does it let me see the car? It does. Widget slows down. There you go. He's crashed out. So Rotty's crashed out of the race, obviously with that wing damage. I'm very surprised it is not a full course safety car. Yeah, very surprised about that. But either way, he's out of this Grand Prix. We head back towards Cowley at the front then. Here's a clean getaway. Kesenator is into the pits and might have picked up some damage, actually, Kesenator. I remember when he went into Rotti a lap or two ago. So that might be why Kesenator's gone into the pits and likely a repair of wing. But Cowley has a 1.6 second advantage. Compare that now with Hybrid, and he got Ivy, who has got Melon for company. Melon could be looking at a potential podium here. What a podium it will be, given he didn't even set a lap in qualifying. All of a sudden, he's up there fighting for a podium. Stone Cold Sai as well. He's on the hard tyres. He's not far away from a podium himself. So Melon and Stone Cold, Wilco not miles away. There's many drivers still in contention for the victory, but it looks like Cowley or Hybrid will be coming home with a likely race win here. So we head down the order, looking at Louis behind Mr. Piggy. Mr. Piggy not within a second of 50 Gent, so he won't be getting the aid of DRS, or will he? I think he might do now. He's 9/10 back to a second. It's going to be close for Mr. Piggy. He's not within 1 second now. He will not be getting DRS. I think he's going to be overtaken. Speaking of overtaking, Bevan, here we go. Having a look as he sets a fastest lap behind Cinders. And he also has a little look on the inside. Cannot quite make the move happen. There you go. Move being made here. Louis does overtake Mr. Piggy and is up into 12th position. Good move there from the Haas. Let's go back up the field towards Cinders, directly behind Wilco now. Fastest man on track behind him in the form of Bevan. Batman also ahead of Baker Gaming. Again, these two resuming their long-term battle tonight. And Louis ahead of 50 Gent. As Louis just got past his teammate, there was a bit of damage there. I think that might be Mr. Piggy. I get the feeling that Mr. Piggy has lost his end plate there. I saw something flicker up, and that was certainly Mr. Piggy. So we head back towards Bevan then. 4/10 of a second the gap behind Cinders, so he needs to find something here as he just slightly touched the wall. And what can Bevan do here tonight behind Cinders? And then you've got Wilco. But these two drivers are amongst the quickest on track right now, Cinders and Bevan. They need to find their way through on Wilco to catch up to Stone Cold Sai. And then, who knows, they could fight for the podium still. But Cowley and Hybrid looking like they're in business. But Ivy's doing good. Still 1 second behind, now in DRS range as well. Let's have a little look towards him, and there you go, he's within DRS range. But let's go back, because Bevan is all of a sudden all over Cinders once again. Surely now he's going to make the move. He's not there. He's not doing it. Wilco overtakes Stone Cold Sai. Wilco is up into the top 5. Stone Cold behind him. Cinders, then Bevan. These four drivers are all together here. Stone Cold Sai just trying to see if he can make an overtake on Wilco on this occasion. Is he close enough? He's going to try and burn his battery all the way into turn 3. Stone Cold on the inside, and it is Wilco around the outside. It's going to be super tight. Is Stone Cold ahead? Yes, he is. He does complete the move. Well, and here's Cinders going for the move on Wilco. They are side by side. Bit of contact, nothing major, no drama. I do believe Wilco has held on to the position. Cinders, though, under a bit of pressure now from Bevan, and Batman has also caught up at half a second behind. So it will be a 5-way battle for 5th position. That brings you all the way up to Stone Cold Sai in the Aston Martin. Good evening, Henry, as well, in the TikTok chat. Right, 50 Gent, side by side with Mr. Piggy. Super tight racing again, but Mr. Piggy just about finds his way through on 50 Gent, who falls to P13 now. And we'll head back up the order towards Cinders, as Hybrid is now within 1 second of Cowley. So Hybrid has got himself an opportunity, but he's lost time on the exit of turn 16. So therefore, he may just lose out on DRS, or will he? I think he might actually have it now. He's within 1 second at the activation point. Hybrid, I do believe, just about gets DRS. Although he may have missed out even. It's very close between them either way. He's not actually gaining any time down the straight, so he might have just ended up losing out. Right, Cinders then. Here we go. 3/10, and Wilco overtaking Stone Cold Sai. And Stone Cold Side on the inside lines, a bit of contact as a... Oh! Stone Cold Side with Bevan. I think there was contact behind as well. From what I saw initially, it looked like it may have been Cinders potentially with Bevan. One of the drivers there certainly made initial contact and then it pushed the other car forward. Stone Cold Side then ran wide and it caused a second contact. I think there were two parts of that one. And the car initially who made the first part of the contact was the car behind down the straight, which was between Bevan and Cinders. Then Stone Cold got involved after that one. We go back towards Bevan then, directly behind Wilco. Half a second here, so it's super close again. But look at the gaps to the cars ahead now. 6 seconds between Mellon down to Wilco. Mellon's having a brilliant race here. He's not far away from a chance at getting onto the podium. And that's why Ivy stayed out as well. Ivy realised, you know what, track position is king. And you know what, if he was on fresh tyres, he could very well be in a position where he could compete for the win tonight as well. Sadly, he's on older tyres, so it's not an easy job for Ivy this evening. But still doing well on the podium ahead of Mellon right now. And as you can see here, Mellon well clear. But then he got Wilco, then he got Bevan, who was within 2 tenths to gap back to Stone Cold Side. And it's Cinders directly behind him. And here will come Bevan. The DRS activation point has been reached. DRS will now be enabled in just a second. And there you go. DRS is on for Bevan. Surely now he's getting the move. Cinders bypassing ahead of Stone Cold Side. Actually drops back behind a number of drivers. He's into the pits. Stone Cold Side is pitting. I'm not exactly certain as to why. Very late in the race. Oh, he's got to. I just realised. I now know why he's pitting. He has no choice. Because he went hard to hard. And again, I don't really know why he did that. There's a mistake there from Stone Cold Side to go hard and then hard again. And that's why he's pitting for fresh softs to the end. And he's well back in P13 now. We have a little look further down. Louis has caught up to Batman. I mean, again, Louis has made mistakes in this race, but you know what? The second half of the race from Louis has been much stronger than the first half. And he's now behind a former Tier 3 champion of just 2 seasons ago. I am Batman. So Louis in a strong position at this stage. And then he got Baku Gaming as well behind his Williams teammate Wilco, as Batman and Louis have caught up to this duo. So the Williams team will be under pressure from Batman and Louis as well. We also have a little look here towards Cinders, and there's a penalty. Louis has picked up another penalty behind Batman, it looks like. And that was a direct 3 seconds, so he has definitely cut the corner quite firmly as well. So we head back towards Baku Gaming then. Behind Wilco, surely going to go for the move, but we're going to go up the field because Cinders, here he goes. And he's around the outside on Bevan and up into the top 5 he goes. And now the Williams trade places. Wilco's pitting as well. Wilco's pitting. He's very slow into the pits. Again, I'm very surprised at that, but he's going to have to go soft tyres surely from now. Can see here Bevan still behind Cinders. These two have been together again for large parts of this race now, since the last safety car pretty much. I mean, Bevan has been trying to work his way through, but it's not been able to be successful at that. The race for the win could still be on between Cowley and Hybrid. It looks very close between the pairing, but from what I do see, I think it might just be going to the end. Oh, what's that? Louis out. And that might be a safety. It is a safety car. It's a full course safety car. Louis has crashed out at Baku as 50 Gent goes round him. And he'll be gutted for his teammate there, Stone Cold Side, who pitted for soft tyres, of course. And there's a drive-through penalty for Mellon. Oh no, after what was such a promising race here for Mellon. The V-carb as a drive-through penalty, and that will end his race pretty much. I mean, he will get points for finishing, but he could have had so much more than just finishing. Hybrid stays out. Cowley is pitting for softs. How many drivers follow him and how many stay out? Cinder stays out. Bevan is in. Baker Gaming is also into the pits. Batman is in. 50 Gent. Is he going to the pits or is he staying out? He is staying out. So 50 Gent stays out. Stone Cold Sight obviously will also stay out. But Cowley's in P3. Oh no, we won't. Why is Stone Cold Sight pitting now? I mean, he best hope the two behind him both pit. One of them's not. Wilco stays out. So, all cares with a drive-through penalty as well. The two drivers now with a drive-through penalty. And Batman's retired. He's crashed at the pit wall, I believe. Let's see if his car's there. And there you go. Oh my goodness. Batman has crashed out into the pit wall. Or on the exit at least. It may not have been in the pit wall. It was on the exit of turn 1. But he was just heading out of the pit. So there you go. We've lost Batman. And the Red Bull team will only see points through Cowley. It could still be a race win now. But Batman, the former Tier 3 champion, is out. Incredible scenes here. For now, we've got to hope something happens. We have popped the link in again for the TikTok. So if anybody wishes to join... There you go, you've got the link once more. We do race Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, which are all pace-based, 8 o'clock PM UK time. Friday we do a 100% tier race, and that is at 8 o'clock PM again for UK time. And then we have an international tier Saturday, 9 o'clock PM, which is a mixed tier event. But Cowley here, he surely has to be the favourite for the victory. Surely. Gonna get the telemetry available. Obviously, again, that will be the final safety car as well. The final safety car for this race. So, who will end up with the win? Hybrid on the older tyres. Cinders also on older tyres. And they got fresh tyres for Cowley and Ivy. Older tyres for 50 Gent. And they got Melon, Bevan, Baker Gaming, Wilco, Stone Cold, Piggy, Widget, and Kesonator. All on fresher rubber. It's going to be tricky here for... Well, again, Melon and Kesonator both have drive-through penalties, so they have to serve that before the end of the race. So yeah, in terms of the situation, Hybrid, Cinders, Cowley, Ivy, I think that front four are the favourites to come away and win this race here. 50 Gent could be that buffer between them. Obviously with the older, hard tyres in play. Cowley will be running extremely quickly for this final 2-lap showdown. And again, if we do get a safety car in on this lap, we will get 2 laps until the end. We will get a final lap with DRS as well. The situation changes, however, if we have an extra lap under the safety car. An extra lap under the safety car will mean we will not have DRS until the end of the race. So those are your stipulations then heading into this event. So we just await this final safety car restart, which will it be on this lap or will it be on the next lap? Well, I bet Cowley is hoping it's in this lap. He will be absolutely gutted and probably furious. I can imagine he will probably be frustrated if it's out for one more lap here. So will the safety car be in this lap or will it be in for the next lap? If it's next lap, that means we'll have one lap to the end and no DRS. If it's this lap, we will have one lap DRS, and that is the confirmation that the likes of Cowley and Ivy needed. This safety car will be in this lap. Michael Massey, have you arrived? Yes, you have. And the situation now is absolutely crucial for all drivers to get to the end. Kesonator may not catch up to the back of it. I don't think he will. It's all down to Hybrid, and you get the feeling that this safety car restart will take a very long time to get going. Oh no, it won't. He's gone early. An interesting call there from Hybrid. He's gone early, and now all the cars behind him, and Ivy's the one who's lost out. He's 1 second behind. Cowley is in a great position. He is going for the move, is he? He has a look on Cinders, not quite there. On the penultimate lap of this Baku Grand Prix. Hybrid, Cinders, Cowley on the podium. Cowley on the best tyres of anybody in the top 3. Can he secure victory here at Baku? Hybrid will be doing the absolute best he can just to hang on to that lead. But has he got the tyre life? Can he do it? Can he deliver the win for the McLaren? Will it be heading to Ferrari, or will the Papaya secure the win? What about the Alpine team with Ivy? He's back within 1 second. Cowley trying to find his way through in the middle sector, going through the twists and the turns of Sector 2. Round into Turn 7 they go. What can Cowley do? He just has to sit in behind, heading into the castle section. He's got such greater rubber, but there's a 1 second gap now between Hybrid and Cinders. Again, there'll be no DRS until the final lap. Cowley going down the inside on Cinders. Has he got the move? He's struggling for traction. He's not got it, it seems. Has he? They're going side by side. There's a spin for Ivy. It's contact, and the two are together. Hybrid will end up winning this. We've got 1 lap to go. 3 second gap. Cowley and Cinders have gotten together, and that will end their hopes of a victory. Hybrid will wrap up the win. Ivy's under a bit of pressure, a little from 50 Gen potentially, but now Cowley will get the move done on Cinders. Surely he has not got 3 seconds in hand on this final lap, but he does get round on Cinders. Cinders trying to do his utmost best to challenge with Cowley here. Moves being made further back. Bevan overtaking 50 Gen. A couple of pit stops obviously from Mellon and Kez serving their drive-through penalties. There's Bevan round the outside with 50 Gen and with Baker Gaming and Wilco. Wilco gets through on Baker Gaming up into 7th place. Incredible battling further back here. Baker then Stone Cold Sai ahead of PRV Widget. Then it's Piggy. And then obviously got the 2 in the pits, Mellon and Kez, with their drive-through penalties being served. And Mellon with a 10-second penalty. But that's for crossing the pit lane exit white line. Wow. And the gap now to the leaders, I will state, is... Oh, Kezonator there. It's gone straight on at turn 1. But look at this. The gap to the leader, Cowley, 1.8 seconds behind Hybrid. He is closing the gap. He set a purple Sector 1. He has got himself a chance. Cinders ahead of Ivy. 2 tenths between them. The gap to the leader now. Cowley 1.2 seconds behind. Has he got himself a chance? Let's get the telemetry off for this final run. He will burn his battery to the end. But has he got enough to win ahead of Hybrid? How can Hybrid hold on? Cinders and Ivy super close together as well. But what can Cowley do? Can he do anything? Purple middle sector as well. He is 1 second behind. He will get DRS. Widget's out of the Grand Prix on the final lap. But can Cowley win? Surely he's too far back on Hybrid. Hybrid is coming up to the line out of turn 20 for the final time this evening. Hybrid surely will win. He will win. Surely he will win. At Baku, Cowley is close. Hybrid wins at Azerbaijan. Cowley misses out, but he sets the fastest lap. Ivy is onto the podium. Bevan 4th. Cinders in P5. 50 Gen just ahead of Baker Gaming 6th and 7th. Wilco in 8th. Great drive from him. Stone Cold P9 for the Aston Martin. Piggy takes home a top 10. Then he got Mellon with an incredible penalty, it seems, in P11. And Kezonator will come home in 12th, unless he can get ahead of Mellon on this last lap. We'll find out on that, actually. Will he take home that P11? No. Okay, interesting call from Kezonator there. He's actually gone into the pits. Okay, but either way, Hybrid wraps up victory here. Incredible final ending here. Immense stuff. Cold Crash. I wonder, was that the one between Cowley and Cinders, I want to say. If not, it might have been the fact that Widget just crashed out. Yeah, it was an incredible ending though, that's for sure. And there you go, Hybrid taking the victory. That might actually be his first ever UFRL win. And he's been here since, what, season 3, I want to say? Maybe even season 2. So, there you go. Cowley has been here ever since then. No, not Cowley, a Hybrid, sorry. Yeah, Hybrid, I think that's his first ever victory in UFRL. Incredible. And there you go, the full race classification on for you. Hybrid taking the victory ahead of Cowley, who just set the fastest lap to secure P2. Almost would have won it. If he had an extra lap, he would have done it, but Hybrid has got the victory. Oh, Hybrid is in the chat. Hybrid, can you confirm, is that your first UFRL win? I think it is, but again, if you're able to confirm, that would be brilliant. Ivy taking home a podium. Great result for the Alpine team. 4th place for Bevan in the Mercedes. Then you got Cinders and 50 Gent ahead of Bakey. Wilco for Williams 7 and 8. Stone Cold 9th, Mr. Piggy 10th. And you got Melon and Kez, who also finished in P11 and P12. Widget, Batman, Louis, Rotti, Doug, Shazam, and James Kidder all retiring from the Grand Prix. Wow, incredible battle for all the drivers, to be honest. I mean, not just battling drivers, they were battling the track as well. I mean, it was so difficult for all the drivers to find their way through and navigate safely. But yeah, there you go. That is the race completed. And I mean, obviously it was pretty chaotic at the start, but it was insane how challenging it was for all the drivers. Yeah, congratulations to Hybrid on the race win again. I believe that is his first victory here in UFRL, so an incredible race from him. And Cowley, commiserations in second place. He just about didn't quite have enough at the end. I think that contact with Cinders would be the crucial part of that. Let's have a little look then. What do we have coming for us here in UFRL for the upcoming week? We have Friday night will be the 100% tier, and that will be it's a mystery track for round 7. So there you go, mystery track for the 100% tier on Friday night. And then you got Saturday night international tier, round 7 will be a reverse grid race as we head to Mexico. So a couple of crucial battles there. Tier 1 back on Monday night, 8 o'clock PM, as round 8 again is another reverse grid race, and this time it's at Belgium. So a few really important races coming up then for the different tiers. Tier 2 next week, next Tuesday, we'll be heading to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and then Tier 3 next week we'll be heading to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. But for tonight, we have been UFRL, and I have been UFRL F1 Viva. Hybrid wraps up his first UFRL victory tonight, and what a drive it was. Thank you for watching, and good night.